doctor wouldn't talk to me. They would just turn away as if I was invisible or I didn't exist. The room was pretty big where I was assigned a bed in, and there were like 20 other guys sleeping there and snoring all night, and like the slippers were flying across the room. Shut up, don't stop snoring. The cockroaches were crawling around, and we were all given one and the same yellow pill, all the patients, no matter what your disease was. It was basically the contagious stomach diseases or something like that. And I was asking what that pill was, and they didn't tell me even that. So it was like the Soviet version of the Matrix, the movie, take the yellow pill or the yellow pill. Choose wisely. So, and I thought then, I would rather pay the doctor. If there was a private doctor, I would pay the private doctor to get personal attention. I would rather pay, but get it over with. But there were no private doctors. And then I thought, even if there was a private doctor, I would still not be able to pay because I didn't have money to pay. And then I thought, why don't I have the money to pay? I work. Why can't I decide where to spend my money? That's because the government was already taking that money from me in order to pay me for that service that I was getting for free. And I began to feel trapped. And then I thought that the same free education is the same trap. It's like economic trap that you get into. And then not only you get to live with in this trap, your children will and your grandchildren will, because that trap is very hard to get out of. So the free education, same thing. The free housing is the same economic trap that you get into and you can't get out, and so on. So I wanted to just get out of that country. That's when I started thinking about moving out and maybe going to America. How much time do we have? I think we have like 15 minutes. So just let me briefly conclude that the proponents of socialism, the collectivists, are always talking about sacrifice. They need to sacrifice for the common good, and you first sacrifice your property, then they will decide to sacrifice some human life, because some people will not be able to give up their property. They would want to fight. So that would still be considered a small price to pay for such a great idea, the goal of economic equality. Then there's one person, then there is a group of people, then there's a whole class of people who get sacrificed. Sometimes there is a whole ethnic group that gets sacrificed for the common good. And those sacrifices never end. And it turns out that it's not worth sacrifice, the system that they're creating. So I think that keeping the current economic equality as it exists now is a small price to pay to continue living in a decent society ruled by common sense and reason and liberty. So that's kind of my final word for this presentation, and then I would like you to ask, if you have some questions, I'll be happy to clear them up.